This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And that breaking news, a horrific fire in Manhattan. A family of 6 killed, all in the same apartment. Flames shooting out of the windows of the public housing building.
And they was banging on the door saying, everybody, hey, you know, it's a fire, and we heard like glass breaking.
We're in the business of saving lives, and in this instance, we were not able to.
Hello, I'm Ken Rosato.
And I'm Shirley Ellicott. This is what we know right now. Of the 6 people killed, 4 are children. The youngest, only 3 years old. 2 girls and 2 boys. Their mother and an adult stepson also died.
And we have 2 reports from the scene in Harlem. Candace McCowan will have reaction from neighbors. We begin, though, with Eyewitness News reporter Diana Rocco. Diana?
Well, Ken, Shirley, and this is just devastating. An entire family killed here this morning in that early morning fire. We have just learned from fire officials that it may have started in the kitchen with a burner that was left on the stove overnight. You can see the damage that has been left to this building. The top floor is completely burned out. A mother, her 4 young children, the youngest just 3 years old, were killed with another family member. Citizens App video shows what it looked like here just after the fire department arrived about 1:45 this morning. The 911 call came in from someone on the 6th floor of a building across the street here at 142nd and Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. This is a NYCHA building. Flames were shooting out of all of the windows of the corner unit on that 5th floor, and it took 100 firefighters an hour to knock down the flames. The fire commissioner says they tried desperately to get to that family, but the flames were too much.
The fire met them at the front door of the apartment. It is a particularly large apartment with 3 bedrooms, living room, kitchen, dining room, and every bit of that apartment had fire damage. Tragic
this morning. All members of that family, a mother who was 45 years old, her 4 young children, and another family member killed. That youngest child, just 3 years old. The fire marshal is on scene here this morning, and the medical examiner arrived just a short time ago. We have learned that 3 other occupants of the building suffered minor injuries here, and while this all remains under investigation, right now, fire officials say it does look accidental. We're live in Harlem. I'm Diana Rocco, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Diana, thank you so much. And Eyewitness News reporter Candace McCowan is also at the scene.
Yeah, she talked with neighbors. Candace, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Ken, Shirley, and I spoke with several people who were inside that building. They are simply stunned hearing about this news about what happened to their neighbors. Many of them with stories as trying to get out with their children and their animals. You can see this building right now. As the sun has come up, you can see just what is left behind from those flames. Those families trying to get to safety. Many of them telling me they were asleep. Some heard alarms, while others say it was frantic knocks from their neighbors on their doors that woke them up. One family saying that they had to use the fire escape to get to safety. Now, this is a large NYCHA-run building, but people who live closest to this fire say that there were some scary moments as they realized what was going on.
I didn't hear any alarms. Everybody was sleeping. Yeah. It was just the neighbors that was screaming. Everybody, you know, hurry up, come outside. It's a fire, it's a fire.
Yeah, and I'm hearing from some that some of the neighbors living in this building were elderly, and that other neighbors had to lift them up and get them out of this building in time to make sure that they got to safety as well. You have the Red Cross here this morning assisting those many families who are out of this building while investigators finish their work here. Live here this morning in Harlem, Candace McCowan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So much, and we will have coverage of this deadly fire throughout the morning. You can also find minute-by-minute updates at ABC7NY.
Now let's get caught up with the weather and traffic. Meteorologist Jeff Smith is in the AccuWeather Center. Jeff?
Yeah, weather-wise, not a bad day shaping up for today. 56 degrees out there right now. We do have some cloud cover, but that will give way to sunshine. You still do have some showers over, say, the southern 2/3 of Ocean County, New Jersey, especially south of Toms River, down towards Stafford, down toward LBI. These are quickly moving off to the east, though, and they should clear the Jersey Shore within the next hour. 53 now at Sussex, down to 46 at Monticello, 56 on the island at Islip. Here's your planner for today. The clouds giving way to comfortable sunshine during the afternoon. Those high temperatures getting up to about 68 degrees. In your AccuWeather 7-day forecast coming up a little bit later in the half hour, we'll talk about the Mother's Day weekend, which is a split decision at this point. We'll tell you which is the better half. Right now, though, Heather O'Rourke as they look at the commute.
Okay, and let's talk about what's happening on the Belt Parkway. So this is right near the Van Wyck Expressway. We do have an accident reported on the Belt Parkway, and it's right near Springfield Boulevard, so you can see delays starting to back up as a result of that crash. Now we'll head over here, Ed Koch, 59th Street Bridge, Queensbound, lower level ramp to Queens Plaza. Ongoing police activity. A pedestrian was struck by a car there. And then on 95 northbound, exit 15 in Norwalk, that crash is in the process of clearing away. And State Street North, Essex Street to Ward Street in Hackensack, it's a sinkhole. All lanes are closed down. Street cleaning rules are in effect. Ken, over to you.
Heather, thank you. At 6:05 happening today, rideshare drivers in New York City and across the nation are expected to go on strike. The drivers will not pick up any customers between 7 and 9 this morning. They're demanding better working conditions and higher pay. The Taxi Workers Alliance, which traditionally advocates for yellow cabs, is now throwing their support behind the 140,000 for-hire cars in the city.
One day you drive for maybe more than 12 hours and you make nothing. Yeah, it's crazy.
The strike comes ahead of Uber's initial public offering, which could rake in tens of billions of dollars later this week.
6:05 in the federal trial against an accused sex cult leader continues today in downtown Brooklyn. Prosecutors say Keith Raniere posed as a self-help guru, but instead led a secret NXIVM sorority. During yesterday's opening statements, a defense attorney said that Raniere's actions may appear distasteful, but his intentions were to help the women who joined his society. He compared his client to a fictional character in the novel To Kill a Mockingbird, who was wrongfully accused of rape.
6:06 now to the second deadly school shooting in a week. 1 student killed, 8 students injured after 2 people opened fire inside a high school outside Denver, Colorado.
This shooting happened just miles away from Columbine High School, where 12 students and 1 teacher were killed 20 years ago. ABC's Danya Backus is live in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, with an update for us. Danya?
Good morning, Charlene and Ken. At least 2 students remain in serious condition this morning, and one of the 2 suspects has been evaluated at a local hospital. This as the community here grapples with that deadly school shooting. The barrage of bullets erupting just after lunchtime, sending terror through the Highlands Ranch, Colorado STEM school.
Then when we were exiting the building, there was a trail of blood.
1 student, an 18-year-old, was killed, 8 others injured. Fernando Montoya's 17-year-old son is one of the wounded.
A guy pulled I believe a pistol, I'm not sure, out of like guitar case and start to shoot.
Over 1,800 students in the K-12 school immediately put on lockdown as police went on the hunt for the shooters.
As officers were arriving at the school, they could still hear gunshots, and as they were entering the school.
Parents waiting anxiously, hoping to be reunited with their children.
You have no idea what's going on, and your children are texting you that they're hiding under your desk, and that bullets are hitting your window, or things are hitting your window. It's a horrible feeling.
Investigators say 2 shooters began firing in 2 separate locations. The school's so big, it took officers 2 hours to clear every room.
According to the first shooter, the second shooter is still on the loose. Dark hair, Nirvana hoodie. Second shooter had purple and blue hair, black hoodie.
This morning, both suspects are in custody. Police say they are both students at the school, identifying one as 18-year-old Devon Erickson, the other a transgender teen. Police towing Erickson's car from this home, the side sprayed with 2 words, an expletive society. Authorities do not have any information as to whether the victims were targeted, and they have not released a possible motive. Reporting live from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Danya Backus, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
All right, Danya, thank you so much for that report. 6:08 demolition crews have been working around the clock at the scene of a collapsed building in Brooklyn. The building in Midwood was destroyed when a car crashed into it on Monday night. The suspected driver, 20-year-old Andrew Baird, is charged with leaving the scene of an accident and driving while consuming alcohol under the age of 21. Surveillance cameras show his 2018 BMW speeding down P Avenue when then smashing into the apartment building. None of the building's residents was home at the time. 6:09, President Trump's taxes are the focus of a new report in the New York Times. His tax returns reveal that he lost more than $1 billion from 1985 to 1994. During that decade, according to the Times, the president declared nearly $1.2 billion in losses by his business and that turns out to be more personal losses than any other American in all those years. He claimed he lost so much money he avoided paying income taxes for 8 of the 10 years. Meanwhile, New York state lawmakers could vote on a bill today to release the president's state returns. They would include much of the information contained in a federal return, which the president said during the campaign that he would not release because he's under audit. Now he says the Democrats want the tax returns for political reasons.
A random act of kindness in honor of an FDNY firefighter and Marine killed in Afghanistan is snowballing at a coffee shop at the Jersey Shore. A friend of Chris Slutman's wife handed this postcard to an employee at coffee time in Cape May. She told them to buy someone's drink on her, then pass the card on to that customer so they too can carry out a random act of kindness. An employee at the coffee shop says each customer they gave that card to fulfilled the promise in Slutman's honor. So awesome. If you have witnessed an act of kindness, let us know about it. Join our Be Kind campaign by checking out abc7ny.com/bekind.
What a beautiful way to honor this man's legacy that way.
Really
What a great thing to do.
Is.
6:10 right now. You're never more than 7 minutes away from weather and traffic.
Meteorologist Jeff Smith outside our studios on the Upper West Side.
And we do have some clouds out there right now, but that will give way to sunshine and a pretty decent day shaping up for today. Not too far from normal for this time of the year. The average high around 69. We're expecting a high around 68 degrees, so pretty close. Satellite radar showing still some showers over Ocean County, New Jersey. Those will be clearing out soon. Clouds will be breaking for some sunshine. A comfortable afternoon. Again, that high getting into the upper 60s. Air quality is good. UV index is an 8, which is very high. Pollen is on the high side. Here are your headlines. Early clouds again giving way to some sunshine. It's cooler tomorrow, probably held in the 50s with those clouds, but rain free for most. Back to 70 on Friday, but with the chance of getting a thunderstorm. And guess what? By Sunday, Mother's Day, doesn't look too good. We'll talk about that in your AccuWeather 7-day forecast coming up. Right now, we'll send it over to Heather O'Rourke where they look at the commute.
And we'll talk about the Belt, because the Belt Parkway westbound at Springfield Boulevard, we do have an accident and we do have delays starting to back up as a result because of that crash. If you are going to JFK, something you want to think about before you head out the door. At Koch 59th Street Bridge, Queensbound lower level ramp to Queens Plaza. Ongoing police activity. A pedestrian was struck by a car there. Hopefully Newscopter 7 will be up over that scene shortly. Street cleaning rules are in effect. Ken, over to you.
Heather, thank you. It is 6:11, developing right now. Iran showing signs it may pull out of part of the nuclear deal. Also ahead, the growing cases of measles in our area and across the country. But could the worst be behind us? And a health alert, binge drinking and how it's becoming a problem worldwide. When Eyewitness News continues.